All right, so we got the Z3 out of the engine bay. Like I said before, a lot of room for activities. 6 liters off the stand and on the floor. Ran into a slight dilemma. I don't have bolts long enough to go through this to bolt to the K series. So for now, I got to work on it on this tire. I have like massive amounts of bolts and bolt pins, but none of them will work. So right now what we're doing is we're going to take the water pump off. But first we're going to take the VTEC solenoid off, which is right here, which would be in the car. It'll be the passenger side. Just so we can, make sure it is good and all A-okay. I already cracked the bolts loose, so we're going to take this off and see if there's any metal shavings in it, because if there is, well, I lobbed out $200, which it is what it is. If there's not, we're good. So we're going to go from there. All right, got the VTEC solenoid off. Got it sitting in my hand here, and it looks like we're good. Focus. And doesn't want to focus, but, oh, there we go. It looks like we're good. There's no metal shavings in it. So I'm not even going to bother getting a new one or worrying about the rest of the motor because, well, we're safe, I think. So we're going to throw this back on, and we're going to take the oil filter off probably later. I'm going to get a new filter in that. When the pan comes in, we're going to do an oil change on it. And I'm going to start taking these brackets off and cleaning them up a bit just because, I want to make it look nice before it permanently goes in there. So yeah, let's throw this back on, and we'll be back in a few. All right, so we got all the bolts loose on the water pump / alternator bracket. Well, it's 2 studs and 2 bolts. So I got the 2 bolts out and the top stud nut off, which are all 15s, which, you think the last one would be a 15. No, the last one sits down here. It's a 14. Got it out. Had to use a breaker bar with the 14 on it to get it to break loose. And then I used the ratchet for the rest. And then I just realized after I took it out, I just removed the entire stud. So at least it's got a new stud. So we're going to get this nut off it and get a new nut for it. And we'll be all good. So let's get this off and have it ready for when our new one comes in. We can throw that on. And I remember the other thing I got, which was the filler neck or coolant neck or whatever you want to call it. So that's coming too, so we're going to be good. The water pump side of it will be done. Throw the bracket back on. All I got to do is get an alternator. My tensioner's on the way, and then a buddy of mine he thinks he has a harmonic balancer, which I don't have right now. So I'm going to grab that off of him, and then we can actually put a belt on it. Have an accessory drive already, which is surprising. So I also had to figure out what I'm doing for power steering as well, but we'll get to that when the time comes. If I have no power steering at the start, I have no power steering. It is what it is. Still drive the car, no power steering. Just won't be, as fun. But it is what it is. So I'm going to do another cut here, and we'll be back once I get this completely off and figure out what we're doing next. So yeah. All right, so we got the water pump housing off. So looks pretty good. Like I said, everything's clean on it. All the bolts were clean. So I'm going to get this neck off of the bracket, and I'm going to take the water pump itself off this bracket because, like I said, I have a new water pump coming and a new neck. So we're going to take them off, throw the bracket back on, and yeah, then we're just going to wait for some parts because I want to keep this fully closed up before I, start with the pressure washer and degreaser and cleaning all this up. So I'm going to wait and get some block off plates for, my exhaust ports and my intake ports and all that jazz. So we're going to go from there. But yeah, so I think I'm going to call her quits for today. Not a lot of progress, but progress is progress. I can't really do much without the parts. And I can't really start making my mounts or my cross member addition that I have to make. I can, but I don't want to until I get both of my adapter plates, the one for the AR5 to LS bell housing and then the LS bell housing to the K series, because then I know exactly where the engine's going to sit and if I have to cut into anything or whatever. So I'm not going to make the motor mounts until that is done. So for now, we're going to work on getting this engine looking A1 and in where I want it to be while I work on the engine bay and plugging everything up and putting some money away to buy these adapter plates. Because, like I said, I'm not rich by any means. I'm just, regular working man. So I got to slowly, put money away to get everything. So we're going to go from there, and yeah, we're going to call it quits. So today was productive, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. All right, so lighting's a little garbage over here by my vise, but I got the water pump off, and I got the filler neck. I'm going to call it the filler neck housing. I have no idea what you actually call it, but filler neck housing is off. What I ordered was just the thermostat with this little elbow on it, so that's coming in. So we're going to take it out because this is still good. All it is just a plastic housing. There's no cracks in it. I mainly just wanted to replace the thermostat because, like I said, just, peace of mind. Thermostat looks good in this one, but like I said, I'm not going to use it. I want everything to be new. Same with the water pump. Like, the water pump is like mint. Like, it spins freely. There's no issues at all. Like, I'm barely giving it any spin and it's any force, and it's spinning like it's nothing. So I have a good water pump and a good thermostat that I'm not going to use because I ordered new ones. So yeah, but we're going to keep the bracket in here till next week when my shipment comes in from Rock Auto, and we're going to throw the housing back on, the water pump on it, throw the bracket back on, and throw the oil pan on it. And then we can put it back in the engine bay, and we'll be good to go. So, yeah, I said I was going to call it quits before, but I'm actually going to call it quits now because I forgot to take those off. But, yeah, so today was a productive day. Tomorrow, probably come out and do a little more to it. I don't know what yet, but we'll figure something out. Maybe re-clean the garage again because, I kind of wrecked it. So, but, yeah, we're going to call it quits there again. Or for real this time, and we'll see you in the next video. So we're back at the K-Birth. Today's plan is to pull the engine out of the engine bay, and we're going to put the 6-liter on the floor somewhere. I don't know where yet because I don't really have room, because the K20 is going to go on us, and we're going to clean it up a bit because, as you can see, it's pretty grimy and gritty, and I want to clean it up, make it look nice. I got a few parts ordered for it right now. I got a water pump coming, an oil pan, and a few other things that I can't really remember. Should be here sometime next week. The only reason I bought, there's a water pump on it, but the only reason I bought one is because it was like $45 in Rock Auto. And it's just a peace of mind to know that I have a brand new one over this used one that I have no idea if it's going to work or not. I might clean up the valve cover a bit. We're probably going to paint it. I like this little primer gray-ish color. Maybe it's Nardo, I don't know, but we're gonna clean it up, give a nice color. Not sure what color we're going yet. Might go to wrinkle red just because the car's red. Might go to black, I don't know yet. We're gonna decide that when the time actually comes. But yeah, it's basically just today's plan is to clean that up and get it on the engine stand and go from there. Also, if you're in Cape Breton and you're looking for a 6-liter LS Tadel Q4, I'm selling that one, so hit me up. But yeah, might do a little bit of welding, plug up some of the holes if I feel like it. More just in a, pick at this kind of mood because I've been picking at the car itself for the last 3 years. This is new to the car, and I kind of want to, it's also new to me because I never owned anything really Honda or K-Series, so I kind of want to dive into this and learn more about it. But doing a lot of research, seeing what we need to order to get this to work in the car. I already know about the adapter plates to have it run, but this is more or less about which exact intake manifold's going to clear everything for me, how we're going to run the exhaust setup, what header we're going to use, if we're going to make one, if we're going to turbo it right off the bat. I don't know. I'm kind of on a tight budget. I'm not rich by any means, so I'm just trying to do this, as affordable as possible right now to get it running. But once it's running, we're going to go wild with it. But I don't know if this winter's plan is going to be just to get it running in the bay, which is probably what's going to happen, or if we're going to turbo it right out the gate. Either way, we're going to have fun with it. It's going to piss some people off at shows because I go to a lot of classic car shows, and there's a lot of old guys at classic car shows. So we're going to get a lot of reactions with this car, as we already have, as you've seen in the comments on the first video. But we got a lot of work to do, so I'm going to shut the camera off for a little bit, and I'll come back once I get this out of the bay and on the stand.